You're joking, aren't you? It's the Teesside Chef. We're making tzatziki dip today, you know, that cucumbery, garlicky, lemony, dilly, olive oily Greek dip. Oh, it's all going on, and give your cucumber a good wash first if you've been using it for other things. And cut it in half because we need at least half of a clean, untraumatised cucumber, although you can fiddle with the amounts in this recipe to make it your own, and all the details for that and the full recipe is in the description below. We're going to grate this cucumber now lengthways because we want long strands of cucumber in our tzatziki dip. If you have an organic cucumber, leave the peel on if you like, and don't worry about the watery flesh inside, because once grated, we're going to go ahead and remove all of that moisture. And this is a very important step because if we add the cucumber as it is, our tzatziki will split and be all watery, so add a pinch of salt to help draw out the water and mix all that salt in well with your grated cucumber, and then leave for about 10 to 15 minutes while we get all of the other ingredients boxed off. The first of which will be a large clove of garlic, whose back I shall break with a big knife before chopping finely. You can use more if you like, but just do the base recipe first and then tweak it to your preference, I think is the best advice I can give you. We have fresh dill here, which I'm going to bundle up tightly and then chop very finely, about a tablespoon's worth. Some recipes also add fresh chopped mint leaves at this point, and again, that's up to you. There's a lot of responsibility on you for this recipe, isn't there? But honestly, this is the kind of recipe that needs to be made to your own taste, really. Next, I'm going to be getting some lemon. No need for organic this time because we're just using the juice. And the juice of half of a standard-sized lemon will be more than enough for this. And while we've been preparing all those ingredients, the salt has had a chance to work on that cucumber, drawing all the moisture out of it. So give it a good squeeze until you get cramp in your hand. And if you don't get cramp in your hand, you're not doing it right. And you should be left with this big bowl of useless green water. It's kind of what I imagine Shrek's piss would look like. Anyway, 250 grams of Greek yoghurt coming in now as the base for our tzatziki dip. It's thicker and creamier than normal yoghurt, of course, but you could use normal yoghurt in a pinch. Add in the between a half and a full drained cucumber, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice to start, although I use around 1.5 for this amount of Greek yoghurt. 1 to 2 cloves of garlic, depending on your preference. And your freshly chopped dill and or mint, whichever one you're using. If you're using both, stick them both in. Again, you can adjust the amounts for your own preference. I'll be adding salt next. I'll start with 1/3 teaspoon, but I like to add a little bit more to mine, along with a sprinkling of freshly milled black pepper before adding any other herbs you can think of. And I like a little sprinkle of dried oregano, but thyme, marjoram, or an Italian herb mix might work well for you. And as I was stirring this well to combine, I realised I'd forgotten the very important final step, and that would be to add around 1 to 2 tablespoons of a good olive oil. And you can even add a little extra on top before serving this tzatziki. But we're not ready to serve yet because you want to cover it with some cling film or a lid and allow it to sit for a couple or 3 hours at least so all the flavours can intensify and combine to give you this wonderful, versatile, heavenly Greek creation. And I didn't even talk a load of nonsense in this video like I normally do. So you are welcome, and I'll see you next time, dipsticks. Ta-ra.